Cinquecento.
Nuova Cinquecento.
This country is at war with Germany.
Mussolini.
Basic ration had put the $1-a-day man on an eating level with a $1-a-year man.
People's car.
In 1950s Italy, steel was expensive.
This is the Fiat 500 that we all know and love. It's a relatively cheap, quirky, small city car. Stylish and elegant. It's great. But to understand the history of the Fiat 500, we have to go back further than you may think. The first ever drawings for a small and cheap Fiat come from 1919. But the Italians were rather busy, so it never went into production. We'll jump forward to the 1930s, and Fiat have just launched the Topolino, or Little Mouse. It was commissioned by... It had to be inexpensive and small, but comfortable, and it produced just 13 horsepower, and topped out at 53 miles per hour. Moving on to 1955, and the 500 is replaced by the more spacious Fiat 600. Again, it was designed by Dante Chiacosa, and it had a small water-cooled 4-cylinder engine that went on to power loads of small Fiats and even a couple of Seat. As the 50s moved on, the desire for smaller vehicles grew, and Fiat found themselves competing not with cars, but with Vespas. Then, they had to compete with the Germans as the VW Beetle went into production. So the German wing of Fiat drew up plans for a competing car, and the new and improved Fiat 500 was born. It was a great little 4-seater. Its engine was a less than impressive 479cc that produced just 13 horsepower. Like the previous 600 and the Beetle, the rear-mounted engine allowed for better traction on its rear-powered axles, and it was designed for the Italians to rev it up hills and mountains in a low gear. Then the 70s happened and the post-war dip was over. Big cars were back.
Earth has become an urban planet.
We're living in an increasingly urban
More than
world.
half of the world's people already live in cities.
I'm back, boo! Would you bloody believe it?
Skip forward to 2007 and small city cars are back in.
It's got bags of originality.
Feeling of the 60s in here.
As the modern man moves to the crowded city, a smaller, slower and easier to park car is a must. But what is the future of the 500?